Hello, welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, to another episode. And today we will be doing a preview for the Reggae Boyz Argentina game that is slated to come up a little bit later on this week. Now, before I go any further, let me say a big shout out to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. Quicklink Shipping, anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, they have you covered. So you can always check out Quicklink Shipping. The link for Quicklink Shipping will be provided in the description. Again, Quicklink Shipping, anything you need shipped into the island. Telephone number 876-454-1979. Again, telephone number 876-454-1979. And that's the information for Quicklink Shipping. RS Sports Store, for all your latest sporting clothing and apparel, check out RS Sports Store. They have all the best quality jerseys. I know the Reggae Boyz will be playing Argentina, but a lot of Jamaicans, they're big fans of Argentina, they're big fans of Brazil, and we have the World Cup that's coming up a little bit later on this year. So check out RS Sports Store. Best prices, best quality. Go ahead and hit them up. Tell them Halftime TV sent you. I'll leave a link to RS Sports Store as well down in the description. All right, now, happy Sunday first and foremost. I hope the weather is okay where you're at, wherever you're at. It's a little bit raining. We're getting a little bit of rain where I'm at. Obviously, we're in the season for hurricanes. So I hope and trust everyone is staying safe and you're staying as dry as possible. All right. So a big shout out to all the viewers and the subscribers. If you're new to Halftime TV, welcome. Remember, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as soon as you hop on, and don't be scared to leave a comment over in the comment section. We always welcome the varying opinions. We would like to hear what other folks have to say on topics, especially when it comes down to sports, because I think, especially pertaining to sports, there's so many varying opinions, and I think if 10 persons watch the same game, chances are they'll have different opinions straight across the board. But again, keep the comments coming in. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Happy Sunday. I hope you had dinner already. We will be doing a preview for the Reggae Boyz versus Argentina game. The Reggae Boyz will be taking on Argentina, as this is Argentina's final big game, really, going into the World Cup. Some may say final big game. I think, yeah, we'll put it at that. This is Argentina's final game going into the World Cup, so it means a whole lot more to Argentina than it does to the Reggae Boyz. And we've seen the Reggae Boyz, they switch coaches recently. Jaime Hallgrimsson coming in from Iceland. Let's see if he can work his magic with Jamaica. The same magic he worked with Iceland. Let's see if he can replicate that with the Reggae Boyz. And he spoke in his interview and he said this is not the best first game that you'd want. Argentina is not the team you'd want to play as your first opponent. So that's quite interesting to see, which we understand. Argentina has arguably the greatest player to have kicked a ball in the form of Lionel Messi. And I know a lot of the Jamaican players, they'll be gathering after the game to take pictures, and possibly if someone gets lucky, they'll leave with Lionel Messi's jersey. But let's see how that one plays out. Argentina are also on the quest to break Italy's record of the most unbeaten games. All right, so the current record, I think, stands at 34. So Argentina has a few games coming up that they will look to use that opportunity to secure the games. Games that they have coming up are against Saudi Arabia, which will be the opener for the World Cup game. They have Mexico, they have Poland. Let's see how those ones play out. But Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland, those are Argentina's next three after they play the Reggae Boyz on the 27th. And today is the 25th, so it's the day after tomorrow. So it's very, very close. And I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think the Reggae Boyz stand a chance in this one? I know it's 11 versus 11, and we love to say if the ball is round, so anything can happen on the day. But where would you rank the Reggae Boyz' chances of getting a result against Argentina, the mighty Argentina? All right, let us know over there in the comment section. But Jamaica versus Argentina. Let's get into the meat of the matter. All right, so we have some information here. Let me see if I can split it up here for you. But the Argentina team that is expected to play the Reggae Boyz, we saw a glimpse of that in the game against Costa Rica, and I know we watched the England game as well. At least most folks would have watched the England game, and they saw what transpired from there. And a lot of folks or fans of football, they were saying, why didn't Gareth Southgate start the likes of Ivan Toney and those guys, just to get an idea of what they offer, considering we already know what Harry Kane offers, and yet Harry Kane was out there through and through. But the team that played or that started against Costa Rica, it's as follows: Geronimo Rui, we have Molina, we have Petzea, we have Martinez, Tagliafico, Raul de Paul, Leandro Paredes, Giovanni Lo Celso, Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Papu Gomez. On the bench, they had Rosales, Solano, Meia, Zuniga. No, sorry, that's Costa Rica. Sorry, I was wondering where the where the rest of the players are. We had Correa, we have Rodriguez, Medina, Martinez, McAllister, Fernandez, Perez, Di Maria, Alvarez, Almada, Montier, and Armani. Now the big question will be who starts this game against the Reggae Boyz. Will Lionel Scolani, will he send out another top team to play against Jamaica, considering this is the final game before the World Cup? Or will he feel out some other players who, again, will want to stake a claim, or will he want to chance this one just to get an opportunity to see some of the players that he has there on the bench, the likes of McAllister, and I'm sure a lot of you you're familiar with McAllister, Alexis McAllister. He plies his trade with Brighton, and he has been good this season so far. He's scored some phenomenal goals, and I know a lot of folks are saying, but wait, we haven't seen him before. No, where was he all along? He just broke onto the scene, and then all of a sudden, his name is being echoed all over the English Premier League. But Alexis McAllister, I expect him to start in that game. I think we already know what Leo Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Papu Gomez, we know what these guys can do. But Chelsea are the same thing. We know what they can do. So I expect Scolani to give some of the fringe players, I won't even call them fringe players, but some of the players who are breaking into the team, give them an opportunity to start against the Reggae Boyz. I expect it to be a competitive game nonetheless. I think the Argentines, that whichever team they put out there, it will be a big team, right? Well, whichever 11 they send out there, it will be a competitive 11. Durham Jean says 2-0. In favor of whom? In favor of whom, Durham? Let me know. But yeah, Alexis McAllister, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm very curious to see if the coach will start him. If he takes a similar approach to that of Gareth Southgate, then he'll want to ensure that his starting 11 or his favored 11 starts every game going into the World Cup. But my suggestion, or what I would do, mind you folks, I'm not a coach. I'm not the coach. I'm sitting at home and sharing my views and my opinions. All right. So what I would do if I were the coach of the Argentina team, I would have given some of these youngsters an opportunity. The likes of Enzo Fernandez. These guys, I want these guys to be out there. And this is not from the fact that I'm a fan of the Reggae Boyz. It's just as a coach, you'd want to see these players. You definitely want to see these players. Enzo Fernandez, I think he plays for Benfica. So we would prefer if we see these individuals, and then depending on how the game is going, then you introduce the likes of Messi and Di Maria and those guys, because you don't want to start them. We know we want to see what's happening. We want to see if they're ready going into the World Cup, but you don't want to get them out there and then play them in full 90 minutes and then they get injured. Don't want that. I think the coach needs to be extremely cautious when it comes down to that. Now, Over to the Reggae Boys. Right now, over to the Reggae Boys. I think we had an injury in the form of Greg Lee. Yeah, I think Greg Lee, um, he picked up an injury and he was replaced by Ricardo. Yeah, I think he was. Hold on, let me see. Ricardo Thomas. I think he was replaced by. Yeah. So Gregory Lee was replaced by Ricardo Thomas in the Reggae Boys team. Greg Lee picked up an injury. So we're keeping a close eye on that. And there's been a number of reports coming out. We've been paying keen attention to Reggae Boys commentary because they generally have the scoop. The same thing with Ryan LFC. They generally have the scoop on what's happening with the Reggae Boys team going into the game against Argentina. But we expect a strong lineup. I think Carl Grimson, he is a defensive manager. He is a defensive coach. And as such, I expect Jamaica to basically be better equipped to handle set pieces and those sort of things going forward. I think we have struggled in previous games when it comes down to defending crosses, defending corners, defending free kicks from out wide. You name it, we struggle because of the defensive cohesion that is generally there in the box. I think the likes of Mikel Antonio, those guys, they can cope. They can cope with defensive football because if you pay attention, if you watch the West Ham of the West Hams of these world, you'll realize that they oftentimes are feeding on scraps. Mikel Antonio, he is the outlet. He's usually the outball. He holds up the ball very well. He's extremely potent with his back against with his back to goal. So we know what he can give, and I think that will work to the new coach's strength. Going into this game, I expect Mikel Antonio to be in the starting lineup. I think Leon Bailey, his season has been brighter than previous seasons. I think we had high expectations of him going into Aston Villa, the new project that they had going, but for one reason or the other, it just hasn't kicked off running as yet. This season is looking a little bit more promising, and I think opportunities like these are platforms that he can use to showcase what he's about. Well, for those who've been paying attention and have been tracking his career, you already know what he's about. We know what he can do on his day, but definitely we think big games like these ones are the games that we want to see our best players stepping up. And Leon Bailey is one of our best players, and we expect a big performance from him. Andre Blake recently received a respected award over there in the MLS. He was called back in by the new coach amidst all the drama that was happening with the selection. Initially, he was left out. Then the coach decided to add him back to the team. So we expect Andre Blake to be back between the sticks. Uh, if he's not, I'm pretty sure a lot of folks, including myself, we will be extremely angry. Damian Lowe, again, I think he's one of the first names on the team sheet as well. He's a vice captain for the team. So himself and Andre Blake, they basically pick themselves. So Damian Lowe in the back line, I think positions where the Reggae Boys have struggled off late. Left back, right back. I saw Amari Bell amongst the individuals who were in the setup, so I expect him to start out there as well. So I'm gonna give you my predicted lineup for the Reggae Boys game against Argentina, and then I'll give you my predicted lineup for the Argentina team as well. Yeah, you're wondering why the Argentina team? Don't worry. I think the Argentina manager is a very smart gentleman, and he will do the right thing. And by doing the right thing, I mean ensuring that he gives some of the fringe players an opportunity to showcase what they're about going into the World Cup. All right, now chances are, but there's a high possibility that Argentina will break Italy's record of the longest unbeaten streak. So We'll see, but I expect Argentina to break that record. But for the Reggae Boys, I have Andre Blake in goal. In defense, I have, I think I'm going to start with Damian Lowe and Javane Brown. Yep, Damian Lowe, Javane Brown. Depending on what he's starting though, I think this manager usually plays. So he played 4-2-3-1. He played 3-5-2 as well. He played 3-5-1-1. So we'll see. But depending on the formation that he's opting to go with, I'm gonna go with a back four of Damian Lowe, Amari Bell, Javane Brown, and maybe Richard King. All right, so that's back four that I'm going with if it's a back four. All right, over in midfield, I like Daniel Johnson. I think I always have him in my team. Daniel Johnson, Bobby Reed, Ravel Morrison. All right, so that's a three. We're just gonna say 4-3-3 for now. Probably won't be a 4-3-3 formation, but this would be my ideal setup. In the forward line, Shamar Nicholson, Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio. All right, so Shamar Nicholson, Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio. That's the top three in midfield. Daniel Johnson, Bobby Reed, and Ravel Morrison. And the defenders, and I know we're saying, but what happened to Mariappa? All right, if we're playing, we can probably play with Mariappa and Damian Lowe, and then we'll have Amari Bell and Richard King. That sounds better. Let me know. So Mariappa, Damian Lowe, Amari Bell, and Richard King. But yeah, that's Richard King is not there. Thank you so very much, Arden TV. So we're gonna pull it out and then put in Topi then. Yeah, put in Topi then. Thank you so very much, Arden TV. Arden. All right, so over to the Argentine team. And I said this before, I don't want to see Argentina starting their best 11. I think in the previous game, the likes of Lionel Messi and those guys, they started. So in this game, I want it to be an opportunity for some of the fringe players to showcase what they're about. And me saying opportunity for some of the fringe players to showcase what they're about, it doesn't necessarily mean that at no point I want to see the likes of Messi and those guys come on. I want to see them come on, but give Messi probably 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I think is good enough for Messi. Yeah, I think 15, 20 minutes is good enough for Messi. So last time, no passport for King. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you so very much, Gay Miller Grant. So we had last time, this is Argentina's team that played Costa Rica, right? Argentina's team that played Costa Rica. They had Geronimo Rui in goal, Petzela, Martinez, Tagliafico, Molina, Raul De Paul, Leandro Paredes, Giovanni Lo Celso, Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Papu Gomez. That's the 11 that started against Costa Rica. Against the Reggae Boys now, what I would love to see, I'd love to see Di Maria. Well, I think Lionel Messi swapping out with McAllister until maybe 60 minutes or so. I think we can use Enzo Fernandez swapping out for Paredes. Yeah. Who else do I want to swap out? Yeah, I think we can put in. Well, I think Korea is a mainstay in this team, so I don't even have to worry about Korea. He's been there. He's done that. But yeah, I think 2 or 3 of these players that that Argentina has on the bench, Julian Alvarez, the youngster from Manchester City. I think we can put him in. Lautaro Martinez, he can get a rest. He can sit on the bench a little bit. So front 3, I think Papu Gomez can play with Lautaro Martinez, and Alexis McAllister. I think that's a good enough front three. Um, yeah, but for now, I think I can live with that. I can live with that. I think Almada, we can put him in as well to replace Giovanni Lo Celso. So I'd make three changes to the Argentina team that played Costa Rica. I know the manager probably won't do this, but my 11 to face Jamaica would be Geronimo Rui, Molina, Petsea, Latoro Martinez, Tagliafico, Enzo, Enzo in the middle there, Almada in the middle as well. We'll keep Raul De Paul. Uh, I think we're probably gonna have to keep Lionel Messi. I don't think he'll bench Messi. So Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez, and we'll over on that side. I think we we can see we can swap out somebody. Let's swap out somebody. Who we gonna put in? Who we gonna put in? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we'll put McAllister over there. So McAllister, Messi, and um, McAllister, Messi, and McAllister, Messi, and Julian Alvarez from Manchester City. So that would be the front three that I'd start against the Reggae Boys. But obviously, I'm not the manager. I know he won't bench Lionel Messi, but in an ideal situation, I would call for Lionel Messi to get some rest. We know what Leo is going to do on his day. Probably bring in two more players to see how the cohesion works if they gel together well, and then based on those observations, then further decisions can be made. You can know that okay, if someone gets injured, if the likes of Di Maria or Latura Martinez or whoever, if they can't play from the beginning, you know who to throw in there. But it's my opinion. Let's hear what you guys have to say in that regard. The Reggae Boys versus Argentina. Big game coming up later on this week. Remember, smash the like button as soon as you hop on to the live as we continue to go through. Lionel Messi, I think this will be the last real opportunity for him and this batch of Argentina players to win the World Cup. And they're looking promising. They're looking confident. They look as if they're capable of going all the way. But we want to hear what you have to say in that regard. And we'll be doing some World Cup watch alongs as well. So stay tuned for that. Turn the notification on. Subscribe to the channel if you have of the month that we'll have the World Cup. Remember, the World Cup kicks off in what? Just over World Cup up and running. Brazil, big team. France, eh, they have a good quality, but the results have indicated otherwise lately. It's been all over the place with the French national team, the English national team, all hype. Some may say all bark and no bite. It sure seems that way as well as they were relegated to the second tier of the Nations League. So it's impossible now for the English team to win the Nations League. All right. So Jamaica versus Argentina. Big game coming up on the 27th. I think Argentina will come away victorious in that one. I think whichever 11 that Argentina sends out there, they should be more than capable of getting the job done. Um, I think, especially in the attack, defensive standpoint, it's a little bit standpoint. They're a little bit aging, but in the other of experience and youth, especially in the attacking phase. All right, so Latora Martinez, Angel Di Maria, Alexis McAllister. Um, we have Enzo, we have Lionel Messi, uh, Julian Alvarez. Pardon me if I said his name already, but all these names they will be more than capable of putting up a serious fight for the World Cup title. Argentina will be looking to secure another another World Cup title. It's been too long by their standards, and I'm sure they'll want to get another star above that crest of theirs. But let's hear what you, the viewers, have to say. Jamaica versus Argentina. I'm going to predict Argentina coming away victorious with a 2-0 win, as per the Rim. Jean, I must say I agree with you. I think Lionel Messi will be back on the score sheet again, and I also think Julian Alvarez will be on the score sheet. Let's hear what your predictions are. Remember, leave them in the comment section. We will keep this live short, so everyone who's passing through, they'll get the opportunity to click on. They'll get the opportunity to take a quick watch and share their views on their predictions as well. All right, so let's hear what those feedbacks are. But against Costa Rica, I think Argentina were simply unplayable. Costa Rica, one of the better teams in the region. Uh, well, I know the tide has changed, but they're definitely they were one of the better teams in the region. And although they didn't send out their best 11 either, they sent out who the players who were available, and it was routine for Argentina. Put it that way. All right. Let's go through the stats from that game. Argentina had a 68% possession. They completed twice as many passes as Costa Rica, 675 passes in comparison to 315 passes. Um, no yellow card for Argentina, uh, no red card, 4 offsides, 68%, 93%, sorry, pass accuracy. Lindell Ellis, 3-1. All right, 3-1. Sounds about right. Sounds about 2-0, eh? Argentina had 17 shots versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica only had 2 shots. All right. 0 shots on target for Costa Rica. Argentina had 8 shots on target. So it was almost as if it was target practice for Argentina against Costa Rica. And we expect a lot of the same thing when it against the Reggae Boyz, if we're to be honest. Yeah, we expect a lot of the same thing against the Reggae Boyz. So Andre Blake will need to have his A game. We know he oftentimes does. So let's see how that one ends. But Andre Blake versus Lionel Messi and company. I'm not sure if you've watched Charlene Soccer before, but I presume it will be something similar to that, as Lionel Messi and his soldiers line up to take shots at Andre Blake. But 3-1 in favor of Argentina, 2-0 in favor of Argentina, I'm assuming. So I think a lot of folks, they share similar opinions when it comes down to the scoreline. The Reggae Boyz will look to face Argentina under their new coach, Jaime Hallgrimsson. He's a defensive manager. He's gotten a result from Argentina with his Iceland team the last World Cup. Let's see if he can replicate the magic with the Reggae Boyz. Good goalkeeping on the day, good defensive organization. Those were the key components of his Iceland team getting a result against Lionel Messi and Argentina. He will need a whole lot more of that come Tuesday against Messi and his squad. So Iceland, Jamaica, defenders, we have a whole lot of defenders, and we like to think, okay, our defenders are good at what they do. We have the likes of Mariapa, Damian Lowe. These guys are seasoned professionals. They're extremely experienced professionals. And as I mentioned before, I expect the team to be line up defensively because that's how Hallgrimsson is. I also expect Mikel Antonio to start because he oftentimes is the outlet. He releases or relieves pressure of the defenders. And I think if he starts, then it will be a plus for the Jamaican team because he will keep the Argentine defense unit occupied. He'll keep them on their toes. And we've seen what he does on his day. We've seen what he's capable of doing. So let's see what he brings come Tuesday against Argentina. But curious to hear what your views are, folks. Please remember, leave it in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, we will be here again on Tuesday. Probably we'll be here again tomorrow. All right, so we'll be here tomorrow. We'll do a quick lineup, best 11 or combined 11, you name it. We'll do one of those tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Turn the notification on. And then on Tuesday night, we will do a post-game show. So stay tuned for that as well. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your evening. Enjoy your Sunday dinner. Take care of your families as well. So bye-bye. Thanks for staying with us for the past 30 minutes. Thanks for sharing your views over in the comment section. Have a fantabulous week. Halftime TV saying peace out.